Pakistan has called a high-level security meeting to formulate the country's response after India downgraded ties with its neighbour. New Delhi accused Islamabad of supporting terrorism after an attack in Indian-administered Kashmir. 26 people were killed when gunmen opened fire on tourists in the town of Pahalgam. Islamabad has denied any involvement. Fahd Hussain is a columnist and president of Pakistan's Ek news channel. Fahd, you join us now from Pakistan's capital, Islamabad. Thank you for being with us. So, what has the reaction been to this attack in Pakistan and to India's diplomatic distancing?
Well, clearly, there is a sorrow for the loss of innocent lives. That's always the case and should be. So, on this particular note, I think there is no ambiguity. Wherever innocent people are killed, it is worth condemning. And I think Pakistan has done the right thing officially by releasing a statement and expressing sorrow at the death of these civilians. However, what has surprised many here in Pakistan is the way that India is now blaming Pakistan for these attacks without a shred of any evidence. And I think what is even more surprising is that this blame game started immediately after the attack happened. So many official and non-official accounts from India on social media started blaming Pakistan within minutes of the attack. So since that time, this blame coming from India has actually ballooned into warmongering. And that is clearly creating a sense of worry because it is very easy for matters to escalate from here, which is why the meeting of the Pakistan's highest civil and military platform, the National Security Council, is taking place today. And in Pakistan will formulate a formal response. And I believe that that response will directly address the actions that the Indian government has taken last night, which includes, by the way, the suspension of the Indus water treaty, which has held despite since 1960, despite so many crises. So clearly, India is overreacting and blaming Pakistan without showing any evidence of why that blame is coming our way.
The Kashmir Resistance, also known as the Resistance Front, has claimed responsibility. And then there are claims that Pakistan supports this kind of separatist group. What has been the reaction to that? You've touched upon it there, but in terms of any support from Pakistan for this kind of militant group?
There is absolutely no evidence of any kind of support for any such group. In fact, if you look at it from another point of view, it makes zero sense for Pakistan to be supporting any such groups. On the contrary, I think it is important to mention that India has been found directly linked to assassination attempts in other countries, specifically in Canada. So we know that Indian official involvement in assassinating people on foreign soil has been proven by the Canadian government and by few other governments. So absolutely wrong to say that Pakistan is supporting any such terrorist activity, and it doesn't make sense from Pakistan's point of view. So I think what is really concern is how India seems to be using this opportunity to try and escalate the situation against Pakistan, and the steps that it has taken clearly show that there was some pre-planned effort to ensure that given a trigger, they would launch into some steps which they have already done so. So clearly Pakistan, it has nothing to do, and it doesn't make sense whichever way you look at it.
Fahd, you mentioned that word escalation. What fears are there, bearing in mind, of course, that Pakistan and India are both nuclear powers? So on the global front, is there fear of escalation militarily, and is there locally fear of escalation?
Actually, this is exactly what makes India's reaction so highly irresponsible and provocative. It is clear that nuclear deterrence holds in this region. And therefore, for India to start escalating without any reason, without any evidence, without any specific information which would link Pakistan to these attacks. So, escalating in such a situation, in such an environment, at a time of such tension, is not just irresponsible. I think it can lead to reactions which would benefit no country. Having said that, if you recall in 2019, similar kind of thing happened, and India crossed certain red lines of Pakistan, which essentially meant that they came into Pakistani territory to create some damage. Their planes were shot down. The pilot was arrested and ultimately sent back to India. So I think what we will hear today from Pakistan is that those red lines remain redder than ever. And if there is any misadventure from the Indian side, I think Pakistan will make it very clear that the response would be proportionate but firm. But we all hope that it does not come to that and better sense prevails in New Delhi.
OK, Fahd Hussain, columnist and president of Pakistan's Ek News channel. We appreciate you bringing us the point of view and the reaction from Pakistan. Thank you very much.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.